When the fast bullets fly.
All right, we are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I am Jason Bermas sitting in. And you know, one of the stories that I just totally and completely forgot about because it's a day ago, and the media doesn't follow up on big stories like this, is that DHS, through drills, let me say this again, DHS, through drills, was able to get bombs into 10 separate buildings. Really? So DHS and government agencies, through drills, are able to plant bombs in buildings. Weird. Huh. Sounds a lot like 9/11. But if you bring that up, if you say that they were running drills on 9/11 or they were redoing security, remember, while they're redoing security, what better opportunity to run a drill to put explosives in that they think are not real? They think they're mock explosives. They think they're dummy detonators. Than to run drills and do so. And again, we ain't finding bombs in any other buildings by Al-Qaeda or extremist groups like in the DHS reports. No, it's the government that is able to get explosives into buildings. And that's why we're going to play this clip coming up at the 30 after break. It's a long clip, so we're going to wait. But a lot of people of you are aware that Niles Harriott, along with, and Niles Harriott is overseas, by the way, along with Richard Gage and Stephen Jones, have uncovered the fact that unexploded thermite has been discovered, or thermate, has been discovered in the rubble at the World Trade Center. And, of course, this would explain why World Trade Center 1, 2, and 7 fell into their own footprint at almost free fall speed because there were explosives in the buildings. And remember, World Trade Center Building 7 would not have been able to be rigged for demolition unless it was done by intelligence or the U.S. government. Well, that sounds ludicrous, Jason. Why is that? Well, you know, not only did it have the largest CIA base outside of Langley, Virginia, you think that the CIA might conduct surveillance on the building where their largest office is in the middle of Manhattan in the World Trade Center complex? The Department of Defense was there. The Securities and Exchange Commission was there. The IRS was there. The Office of Emergency Management was there. And let's not forget, the largest Secret Service office in the world was there. And again, the media spins it like, oh, this is dangerous. Terrorists can get bombs in buildings. No, the government posing as other government officials can get bombs into buildings. And you can bet that's what they did. It's not like they just walked in as some, Joe Schmo with a pizza. No, they probably had identification that said, no, I'm part of a government organization. And then they said, well, they were able to get into bathrooms even when they were locked. See, what they did, and by the way, I had a long discussion with my friend who worked security at JFK and LaGuardia Airport for years after 9/11. He almost went to Iraq. They didn't end up taking him, but he was a U.S. military guy. And he explained exactly what they did to me yesterday to me years ago. He said what they do is they smuggle in different parts and they hit you so hard that you can only catch so many people. So a lot of people get through with these parts of explosives. And then there's somebody else who comes in with no explosives, with nothing whatsoever. He knows where to go, and then he will assemble the explosives somewhere else, mainly in a bathroom. And these guys were able to trick other employees to open up bathrooms for them so that they could put these explosives together. Back after this, it's the Alex Jones Show. There's just so many stories out there that it's almost impossible to even cover them all in a 4-hour time period. In fact, yesterday, Alex wanted to cover the fact that the Pope again called for a new world order. The new world order that doesn't exist again. Because in 2004, the previous Pope also called for a new world order, and he had done so previously. But this time, Ratzinger's jumping on the New World Order bandwagon, and now it's a new economic order. And what is this new economic order? It's a global currency under the banking elite. That's what it is. So we're going to play that clip as well. We're going to continue to go to your calls. And like I said, we're going to hit up this, it's a longer segment. We may not play it all. It's up at Prison Planet and InfoWars right now. But Niles Harriott explaining the nanothermite that was found in the debris at the World Trade Center and how this is going global. This is all over the world now. People know. I mean, you've got the heads of the opposition party in Japan talking about 9/11 truth. You've got ex-prime ministers of Italy talking about 9/11 truth. And people waking up all over the world and in this country to 9/11 truth as well. I want to jump gears just for a second here. China babies sold for adoption. Now, is this what you want in this country? Because, again, as they become further westernized, wearing, Levi jeans and drinking Coca-Cola, we further fall into their paradigm of a police state and guilty until proven innocent. One-child policies, that sort of thing. These government regulations over every facet of your life. We move towards slave labor. Do you understand? Dozens of baby girls in southern China have reportedly been taken from parents who broke family planning laws and then sold for adoption overseas. Did you hear what I said? You have too many kids, we're taking your kid, and we're making a profit. Let me repeat that. Dozens of baby girls in southern China, and remember, having a girl is frowned upon. Everybody wants a man over there. You're almost a failure if your one child is a baby girl. That's the kind of sick society that they live in. Reportedly have been taken from parents who broke family planning laws and then sold for adoption overseas. An investigation by the state-owned Southern Metropolis News found that about 80 girls in one county, 80 girls in a county, had been sold for $3,000. Can you imagine that? Someone ripping your baby out of your arms and then turning a profit of $3,000? That's what your blood is worth? That's what your humanity is worth, $3,000? I'm getting sick just talking about it. It's gross. It's out of control. It needs to be stopped. We need to flourish even further. You should have a big family. Who are you supposed to depend on when you get older? Who are you supposed to depend on in a time of need? It's your family, and that's why the globalists so desperately want to break up that unit, because they know how tight-knit it can be. The babies were taken when the parents could not pay the steep fines imposed on having too many children. Do you see what I'm saying to you? It's going to be the same thing in this country. They are going to tax you on how big your home is, what kind of car you drive, how much garbage your family produces, and, of course, how large your family is. It will be a huge incentive to sterilize yourself. I know. It sounds nightmarish. It sounds impossible. They're selling babies in China that they're taking away from families because they can't pay the heavy taxes that they've imposed on them. Disgusting, sickening, outlandish reality. Reality. The real world. The one you and I live in. The one you and I breathe from. That's what they do. That's the evil of man. That is what we are capable of. Again, humanity, just like anything else, is a double-edged sword. We can empower each other or we can enslave one another. And unfortunately, folks, the masses are being enslaved at this very moment, and they don't even know it because they care about Michael Jackson dancing around like a fool. And they care about Steve McNair getting capped by his girlfriend. Folks, he's a quarterback. Who cares? I mean, give me a break. Let's get on to real news. Let's talk about auditing the Fed. Let's talk about getting rid of the GIVE Act. Let's stop this health care legislation in the Senate. There's so much work to be done. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Bermas sitting in. The stories are over at prisonplanet.tv and Infowars.com.